नमस्सर्वेभ्यः। गुरुरेव गतिर्गुरुमेव भजे गुरुणैव सहास्मि नमो गुरवे न गुरोः परमं शिशुरस्मि गुरोर्मतिरस्ति गुरौ मम पाहि गुरो. There are many interesting questions which come up during the classes, which sometimes I am unable to answer in class itself due to various constraints. So one such question which was repeated often when we recently studied the mangalashloka of Raghuvamsha is this: why is Vaagarthaaviva a samasa and not two separate words? In this video we will try to understand this aspect in some detail. To give the context, Vaagarthaaviva sampraktau Vaagartha-pratipattaye jagatah pitarau vande Parvati Parameshwarau. This is the very famous mangalashloka of the mahakavya Raghuvamsha, composed by Kalidasa. It is a namaskaratmaka mangala where the poet bows down to Parvati and Parameshwara, Jagatah Pitarau, who are like the mother and father of the world. Vaagartha Pratipattaye, for achieving or attaining word and meaning. So the skill or the mastery over word and meaning. So he gives a Visheshana to Parvati Parameshwarau, Sampraktau, who are ever united, who cannot be separated from each other, like Vak and Artha, word and meaning. So Vaagarthau is a upamana being given. So just like a word can never be separated from the meaning, they are ever united. Similarly, Parvati and Parameshwara are ever united. I bow down to such Parvati and Parameshwara is the overall meaning of the shloka. When we look at the grammatical details of the shloka, the first word Vaagarthaaviva, the first comment Mallinatha makes about this shloka in his commentary is Vaagarthaaviva iti ekam padam, which means Vaagarthaaviva is a single word. It is a samasta pada. Just like Sitapatihi, though it has two components, it is a single word, the husband of Sita. Similarly, Vaagarthaaviva, though we see the three components, Vak, Artha, Iva, they have combined together to form a samasa, is what Mallinatha is saying. So Vakcha, Arthascha, Vaagarthau is a dvandva samasa. After this, we have a special samasa called kevala samasa. Vaagarthau iva becomes Vaagarthaaviva. There is a special rule to allow this samasa called a vartika in Paninian terminology. Ivena saha samasaha. So the rule states that a subanta, a namapada, can combine with the word iva to form a samasa. And there is something special about this samasa, vibhaktyalopaha. In normal samasas, as we combine the two words in a samasa, the vibhakti is dropped. In Sitayaha patihi, when we make the samasa, it becomes Sitapati. The yaha, the shashti vibhakti, is deleted or dropped. Similarly, Ramasya dutaha, the vibhakti part is sya, it is deleted. Only the pratipadika Rama remains. So Rama dutaha. That is one of the ways we identify a samasta pada. We don't say Rama is a separate pada and dutaha, because it is in the pratipadika form. It should have some vibhaktyanta rupa. So losing the vibhakti is a characteristic of a samasta pada, but in this special samasa, vibhakti alopaha. So Vaagarthau is heard, and this is one of the reasons for the confusion, because it appears as if it is an independent word, Vaagarthau, in Dvivachana. But as Mallinatha says, here we say it is a samasta pada and it means Vaagartha sadrishau, resembling word and meaning. The question which naturally occurs to most students is, Kimartham ayam samasaha? Vyasta prayoge kaha kleshaha? Why is it that we insist on this being a samasa? Why can we not take it as simply two words, Vaagarthau iva? Meaning anyway seems to be the same. So to understand this, we need to understand the structure of how upama is constructed and how the anvaya of a sentence is done. The normal or a simple upama similes we see have the upamana and upameya in prathama vibhakti, where there is not much difficulty in understanding. Balaha simhaha iva shuraha asti. Dasharathaha pradiparchihi iva asit. Ramaha bhaskaraha iva prayayau. Ramaha vindhyadrihi iva tasthau. So Balaha shuraha asti. A boy is brave and courageous. Simhaha shuraha asti. The lion is known to be very powerful, brave and courageous. So Balaha simhaha iva. So like the lion, the boy is also shura. So Dasharatha was like the flame of a lamp, pradiparchihi. Rama went, prayayau, like the sun, bhaskara is the sun. Ramaha vindhyadrihi iva tasthau. Rama stayed like the Vindhyadri. So the three sentences are taken from the 12th sarga of Raghuvamsha, which we are studying currently. So because most of the current batch would be familiar, I have chosen those examples. So all these, the upameya, which is indicated in yellow, and the upamana, which is indicated in green, are both in prathama vibhakti. And the anvaya, the sentence is simple, anvaya is very clear. But it is not always that the upamana and upameya should be in prathama vibhakti. We do see them in other vibhaktis. In such cases, how do we do the anvaya of the vakya, and how do those vibhaktis relate to the sentence or the kriya pada is a question. To look at an example from Raghuvamsha again, all examples I take here will be from there. Rajyam nyasam iva abhunak. Bharata protected, abhunak means protected, the kingdom like a deposit. So here we see abhunak is a kriya pada. Rajyam abhunak, protected the kingdom. Nyasam abhunak, protected the deposit. So both of them are karma, object of the kriya pada abhunak. So Rajyam abhunak, Nyasam abhunak. So when we convert this into an upama, Nyasam iva Rajyam abhunak. So protected the kingdom like protecting the deposit. Both of them are related to the kriya pada. That is why we have dvitiya vibhakti on both words. We cannot make a sentence Rajyam Nyasaha iva abhunak with Rajyam in dvitiya and Nyasaha in prathama, because you cannot relate the words. Rajyam abhunak is fine. how does nyasaha come in? It is not the karta. How do we relate this prathama vibhakti will be a problem. So just like with Visheshana Visheshya being in a similar vibhakti, in case of Upamana and Upameya, they draw their comparison through being related to the common Kriyapada, and therefore they will be in the same vibhakti. Otherwise you cannot make a coherent sentence out of it. So we will see a few more slightly more complicated examples. Kulya Udyanapadapan iva Abhyudaya Shrutihi Pauran Haladayan Chakre. So we have Haladayan Chakre, delighted. So Kulya Udyanapadapan Haladayan Chakre. Kulya is a water channel. It delighted the trees of the garden by providing water. Similarly, Abhyudaya Shrutihi Pauran Hladayan Chakre. The news of Rama's coronation delighted the citizens. So we have two independent sentences. When we combine them as an upama, Kulya Udyanapadapan iva Abhyudaya Shrutihi Pauran Hladayan Chakre. So they are combined. Kulya and Abhyudaya Shrutihi are both in Prathama. Kulya is the Upamana, Abhyudaya Shruti is the Upameya. Similarly, Udyanapadapan and Pauran are both in Dvitiya. Udyanapadapan is the Upamana, Pauran is the Upameya. There is one more in 25th shloka. Varshikeshu riksheshu bhaskaraha iva Atitheyeshu rishikuleshu vasan Shriramaha dakshinam disham prayayau. So here vasan is the one which combines the upamana and upameya. So bhaskaraha riksheshu vasan. Sun, the sun lives or stays in the stars or the constellations. Whereas Shriramaha rishikuleshu vasan. Rama stayed in the hermitages. So Bhaskaraha Shriramaha in Prathama, Riksheshu Rishikuleshu in Saptami. Then Vasan, commonly after Vasan, Dakshinam Disham Prayayau, went towards the south. The sun staying in the various Rashis went southward in Dakshinayana. Rama staying in the hermitages went southward gradually. So this is the construction of the Upama. We have Visheshanas also. So Varshikeshu Riksheshu. Varshikeshu is a Visheshana to Riksheshu during the stars or the constellations of the rainy season. Similarly, Atitheyeshu is a Visheshana to the Rishikulas in the hospitable hermitages. So we see this mirrored approach in the Upama. It is common. So wherever there are such elaborate Upamas of which Kalidasa is a master, so this mirroring is an essential feature. That is how Riksheshu gets Saptami, because it is the Adhikarana for Vasati. So stays in. Rishikuleshu is also Saptami because it is the Adhikarana for the same Vasan. Right. Now when we look at Vaagarthaaviva Sampraktau Parvati Parameshwarau Vande, what is happening here is, if we assume Vaagarthau is a separate word, Yadi Vaagarthau iti prathak padam, tarhi ka vibhaktihi. You have to decide whether it is Prathama or Dvitiya, because the form is the same. Ramaha, Ramau, Ramaha, Ramam, Ramau, Raman. So is it Prathama or Dvitiya would be a question. Vande is the Kriyapada we have. Parvati Parameshwarau Vande. We bow down, or I bow down to Parvati Parameshwarau. Now, as we saw in the other upamas, if we look at that mirroring being linked by the common kriyapada, we would have to say that Vaagarthau is Dvitiya Vibhakti. But it is not related as Vaagarthau Vande, because Vaagarthayoho Vandana Karmakatvam Nasti. Kalidasa is not saying I bow down to Vaagartha like I bow down to Parvati Parameshwara. Right? He is not bowing down to Vak and Artha. They are not the karma for Vandana Kriya. Therefore, you cannot use Dvitiya on Vaagarthau. You can make a statement like Parvati Parameshwarau iva Mata Pitarau Vande. I bow down to my parents like I bow down to Parvati and Parameshwara, where parents Pitarau, Mata Pitarau are compared to Parvati Parameshwarau. In that case, both of them are the object of Namaskara. So there you can say both of them are in Dvitiya Vibhakti. But here it does not fit, because Vaagarthau is not the karma. And if you say, okay, Vaagarthau is Prathama, then you cannot link it to Parvati Parameshwarau, which is in Dvitiya. So Vaagarthau is in Prathama, Parvati Parameshwarau is in Dvitiya. The Anvaya does not happen. Actually, you can just say Parvati Parameshwarau Vande. You cannot link this Vaagarthau to this sentence at all. Upamayana upameya bhavaha na yujyate. So what do we do? Ataha Vaagarthaaviva iti ekam padam Parvati Parameshwarayohu Visheshanam. So we say it is not Vaagarthau separately indicating the Upamana Vachaka. Rather, we make a samasa. Vaagarthau iva. Vaagarthaaviva means Vaagartha sadrishau. Those two who resemble Vak and Artha. Now the sentence structure is Vande iti kriyapadam. The object karma is Parvati Parameshwarau. So Parvati Parameshwarau Vande. Kidrishau Parvati Parameshwarau. We have two Visheshanas. Sampraktau. They are ever united and they are Vaagarthaaviva. Vaagartha sadrishau. They resemble Vak and Artha. So Vaagartha sadrishau Parvati Parameshwarau Vande. Sampraktau Parvati Parameshwarau Vande. So all these three words are in Dvitiya Vibhakti Dvivachana. It is just that Vaagarthaaviva being an avyaya, because it has combined with the avyaya iva. Vaagarthaaviva is an avyaya, so you cannot see the Dvitiya Vibhakti on the avyaya. As we have seen in the introductory classes, an avyaya is also a subanta, but the supratyayas are deleted. So there is Dvitiya Vibhakti, but because the Vibhakti has been deleted, you don't see it as Dvitiya Vibhakti. But Vaagarthaaviva together is Dvitiya Dvivachana. It means Vaagartha sadrishau. It is a Visheshana to Parvati Parameshwarau. Okay. Now let us look at a few correct sentences and wrong sentences. If you make everything as Prathama, it is fine. Parvati Parameshwarau Vaagarthau iva Sampraktau staha. Parvati Parameshwara are ever united like Vak and Artha. Everything is Prathama is absolutely fine. But when you convert this Parvati Parameshwarau to Dvitiya, Parvati Parameshwarau Vande, now what happens to this part? You cannot say this is Prathama, Vaagarthau iva Sampraktau, because the Visheshana Visheshya Bhava will not work. You cannot have one in Dvitiya, one in Prathama. And you cannot also say that I will make the whole thing Dvitiya, Vaagarthau iva Sampraktau Parvati Parameshwarau Vande, because Vaagarthau is not the karma of Vande, it will not get Dvitiya Vibhakti. So both these constructions are wrong with Vaagarthau as a separate word. So what do we do? Vaagarthaaviva iti ekam padam avyayam asti dvitiya vibhakti lopaha Vaagartha sadrishau ityarthaha Parvati Parameshwarayohu Visheshanam. So Vaagarthaaviva sampraktau Parvati Parameshwarau vande. So this is the construction which has been adopted by Kalidasa in the shloka. Hope this makes things a bit clear. Just to add, there are two more usages in the same sarga which confuses learners a bit more. It sounds like Vaagarthaaviva, but there we don't insist that it is a single word. So one example is the Bilamagna Vivo Ragau, which occurs in the 5th shloka of 12th sarga. So Chandi sa tatshrutam varau udvavama indrasikta bhuhu bilamagnau uragau iva. This is the complete sentence. It appears as Bilamagna Vivo Ragau. The moment you see Bilamagna Viva, you tend to link it to Vaagarthaaviva. So why don't you say that this is a samastapada? Is a question that many people asked. You insisted that Vaagarthaaviva is samasa, but here we took it as separate words. Why? Because this is a different construction. When we look at the whole sentence, udvavama, spit out, is a kriya. So sa varau udvavama. She, that is Kaikeyi, spit out the two varas, which is in Dvitiya Dvivachana. Similarly, bhuhu uragau udvavama. The earth spit out two serpents. So she, Kaikeyi, is compared to bhuhu. The two varas are compared to the uragau. Right? And you can see this mirroring. Both varau and uragau are in Dvitiya Vibhakti because both are related to Udvavama. They are the object of spitting out. So here Kalidasa has also given Visheshanas to each of them. So Chandi Sa, what was she like? She was short-tempered. Tatsamshrutau Varau, and she spit out the varas which were already promised by Dasharatha. Indrasikta bhuhu. The earth was sprinkled with water by Indra, by the rains. And Bilamagnau uragau. The serpents were earlier hidden in the bila. They were, the earth spit out such serpents. So there are Visheshanas, but with all that you can see the mirroring and the common connection to the verb udvavama, which allows us to take all these as separate words and do the anvaya properly. So you cannot and you need not take Bilamagna as a single word here. This is not like Vaagarthaaviva. Another similar usage is the Prakritaviva. Vindhyadrih Prakritaviva. Prakritau iva Prakritaviva. Is this a single word? Again, no. This is the whole sentence. 31st shloka of the 12th sarga. Kumbhajanmanaha shasanat Vindhyadrihi Prakritau iva Ramaha Panchavatyam Anapodhasthitihi Tasthau. So here, Tasthau is the Kriyapada. Vindhyadrihi Prakritau Tasthau. Prakritau here is not Dvivachana like Vaagarthau or Bilamagnau. It is the Saptami Ekavachana of Prakriti. So in nature, in its natural state. Vindhyadrihi Prakritau Tasthau. Ramaha Panchavatyam Tasthau. So here Vindhyadri is the Upamana for Rama as Upameya. Prakritau is the Upamana for Panchavatyam as Upameya. And the special feature is here, they are also connected by another common factor. So far everywhere we saw it is the common Kriyapada. Here we also have Kumbhajanmanah shasanat, due to the order of Agastya. That is also a common factor which binds. Kumbhajanmanah shasanat Vindhyadrihi prakrutau tasthau, Kumbhajanmanah shasanat Ramaha panchavatyam tasthau. So here also, as you can see, there is the mirroring. Prakrutau gets saptami is an independent word because it is the adhikarana for staying of Vindhyadri. Panchavatyam also gets saptami, independent word, because it is the adhikarana for staying of Rama. So, with all this, I hope it is clear on why Vaagarthaaviva is taken as a single samasta pada in the shloka Vaagarthaaviva sampraktau. Dhanyavadaha. Gurureva gatir gurumeva bhaje gurunaiva sahasmi namo gurave na guroh paramam shishurasmi guror matirasti gurau mama pahi guro.